I'd like to bring up the bring back the hybrid recording of township committee meetings. Kind of like how we had in, I believe it was 2020, 2021, around that time during COVID. There are several studies that I found public participation increased during those hybrid meetings. And I'd like to just get an opinion on for the rest of the town committee on bringing that back or exploring the option of bringing that back. Just an open discussion.
My understanding is we do record the meetings currently.
We record them on audio.
Right.
But as far as...
Well, that's all this says is recording, so I'm assuming you meant audio.
However it was listed, but I put the video meetings, like having them remote access, like Zoom meetings. Like anybody at home could pretty much log in.
When we had Zoom meetings, it was only because of COVID, number one. And number two, people that didn't have broadband capability, as myself, I had to come here anyhow and view it on a computer because I didn't have the ability to do it at home.
Okay. I mean, the rest of the town also, has internet. They're able to log in. And even being an environmental liaison, it would be less of a carbon footprint if more people would stay home and not drive.
Well, we're not in that situation here. If the room was packed and I couldn't fit everybody in, I would certainly want people that couldn't get in to have that ability to watch on the screen. But as you can see, that's not usually the case.
Yeah,
Anybody that wants to be here is here, and we're maybe a third full.
Yeah, I don't remember when we had the Zoom meetings, we had any participation or take back, is that right?
We had little or none.
That was my question. I didn't think many people called into them. What would the cost of this be, Michael, if we were to do this?
If just to implement Zoom and, as far as like a webcam.
But you haven't investigated what this would cost and who would like operate it during the meeting? You can't, obviously, but we'd have to pay somebody to operate it?
I would imagine it just connects into her laptop. I don't know the specifics of her laptop or anything like that. But as far as cost, I would imagine the equipment alone probably less than $500. A Zoom subscription is maybe $20 a month. I don't know if the government gets a different rate.
Me personally, I have no desire to record the meeting. The audio does the job, and if the people want to come to the meeting, let them come to the meeting. That's just me.
I would just question the cost benefit. I'm open to anything to increase participation, but I've not seen any evidence that adding another Zoom channel on a Wednesday night is going to be a big demand. I just don't see it. We actually have a bigger turnout at this meeting tonight than we normally do. And that obviously the room's not full. So I'm just skeptical that it's not,
Yeah.
Well, that too.
Business, yeah.
Like, I'm just skeptical that the juice is not worth the squeeze. Like, you don't have a budget, you've not really pulled numbers together in a firm proposal, and I just question what the benefit is.
I could draft a full proposal and bring it to the next meeting. But as far as demand outside of this room for, say, a hybrid meeting, throughout the whole town, you have parents, you have, people that work in the evenings, or they're just getting back and they're not able to make this meeting, but they can just log into it on their phone. Same thing with the parents. They have their obligations, family obligations at home. They can at least watch it, say, on a laptop while they're cooking dinner for their family. That's at least the benefit I would see out of it, is that while the room might not be filled up right now, it's also because of their obligations at their home that they would not be able to come in and fill up this room.
That's fair. So we record the meeting on audio now. So maybe, Wendy, how often are you getting requested to distribute the audio from a meeting like this currently?
Not often.
Well, what does that mean? How many?
I can't give you it. I would say maybe in the past year, 5 times, except for Mr.
So I'll
Baldwin.
make a motion that this is not worth the effort. 5 times in the last year, and we already have audio recordings, Michael. It's a non-issue. In fact, I bet 4 of those you probably open requested yourself, right? So, you're trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist, in my opinion, but that's my view. I'll stop.
You want a second on it?
I'll second.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Ballard?
No.
Mr. Connolly?
Yes.
Mr. McGinnis?
Yes.
Mr. Hayes?
Yes.
Mayor Waters?
Yes.
So I originally brought up the hybrid meeting, or hybrid proposal, the idea of it on February 11th. I've been keeping track of the attendance of each meeting. On February 11th, it was about four people. February 25th, it was about 7. March 11th was about 12 people. March 25th was 19. And the last one that I was at, April 8th, was 25. Today is about 29. So clearly there is a demand for coming in and looking at, how we operate as a governing body. So my proposal is to implement a hybrid meeting system for those who cannot attend the meetings, be it their personal responsibilities or their other obligations, whether that be children, or if they're, if they're unable to make it physically here, including, possible medical issues that like they are not able to attend in person. So I'm not asking for immediate action, but just the consideration to a reconsideration of the action taken on February 11th, and to consider, moving forward on a hybrid meeting system, and obviously open it to discussion.
I appreciate the detail, which we didn't have a few months ago, so I'd like, obviously, time to put a lot of work into this, so
Yeah.
maybe we should review it, and we're more than happy to react to it.
Sorry?
We need a little time to read.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Then we can postpone that to the next.
Quick, draw here, this is a lot of detail,
Yeah.
The numbers have gone up, but it's election season, Michael, you know that. Budget time, I'm not sure the numbers, Mayor Waters, the others have been here a lot longer, that the numbers aren't usually that big. But I don't think that's even a relevant point. The point is, if there's a need for this, if people out there would actually call in. But I have some other ideas, but I'm not gonna spend time even commenting now. Let me review this myself, at least. I think it's part of this discussion, discuss it again.
So we can postpone that to the next meeting then, right? Okay. This was just at least from what I remember off the top of my head, it was just a look over the proposal, rediscuss back on this meeting. There wasn't really any additional info, I don't think.
Do you have anything similar to this for the hybrid meeting? Like, there's 20-some municipalities in Warren County. Are any of them doing this?
I can at least name, well, off Warren County, I'm not sure. I know Mount Olive definitely does it. I'm subscribed to them on YouTube. Jackson does it. I know that's not near Hunterdon Inn or Warren, but I'm just rattling off towns that I know for a fact record their meetings. Cranford does it.
Highbridge does it.
Highbridge does it.
Well, there's a handful that we're aware of.
Those are just off the top of my head. I'm sure I can get you a full list.
Do we have feedback from those townships? And I'm not taking up that immediately, but do we have any feedback on, what's working, what's not working, what they're frustrated by? Just, to start going down this road, we learned from this, because it's clearly not a majority of them doing it. But what?
Well, I just listed off what's top of my head. I can get you probably
I think just
document.
to feel better about even digging into this deeper, are they hitting roadblocks? Again, it's anecdotal, but my experience during COVID, it was a great idea, and then, so few people called into these events that, it was a burden to do this, because you're getting a handful of people in this community is willing to do it. And the question was, is the juice worth the squeeze in the end? So it just having current experience with municipalities similar to ours that are doing it. Would they do it again? What systems are they using? I think it's good your costs are in here. I think they're a little bit low. That's realistically, and I don't personally think that's the reason not to do it, but we need to be realistic. And then it's a public meeting, so how are people that are in the meeting room going to see who's online? So we're gonna have to have a big screen and a projector, and there's gotta be a lot of other things that we're gonna have to consider if we chose to go down this road, you know?
I mean, I can definitely add well, I mean, if you think the cost is low, I mean, I can add the screen. I'm not quite following as far as,
Well, we're gonna have one laptop for this, and pass it around when somebody's speaking, like,
I mean, I don't know the specific specs of that Dell right there, but I'd imagine it could run a Zoom. I would hope it could.
again, it's probably not the right place here to dig into that, but there's just a lot more practical details, and everything costs more than you think, and that's fine. You just be realistic, so what's the experience in other townships, when you do it again, pros and cons?
I mean, the pricing is fairly on point. That's why I put this proposal together. I did the research. I mean, if you're asking for how townships feel about it, I can definitely get that. I don't have that with me, but I mean,
I've done it. It's horrible.
sorry.
I said I had to do it during COVID in my previous municipality, and we were hijacked on the meeting, and we had a pirate we were hacked, and they took over the meeting. And
That's probably a con.
it was very embarrassing to my mayor because they were saying some very inappropriate, and I had to scramble and shut down the meeting right then and there.
We're the same thing. Sure. All the time.
He's able to turn himself back on. Yeah, so I know these systems give you different levels of control. I've been on a lot of these Zoom calls, you're not allowed to talk either. So all that stuff we have to work out if we were to go.
Yeah, that's all human factor that should be fixed.
But it's systems, and Wendy's not gonna do it. Like, we're busy, so we're gonna have somebody else sit here and manage technology, because we're not gonna be able to do that.
I mean, you're adding cost to it. I mean, it's really just starting a Zoom meeting. It's not.
If you just can't do that, you gotta do it right. You gotta have security, we gotta make sure, everything's controlled, and again, I'm not saying, I'm not against doing it, I'm just saying, if you're gonna do it, either do it right or don't do it. And I don't think
Well,
it should go through, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm open to, like, if you think that this stuff is missing, I mean, I'm open to, I don't know, you adding what you think is missing. You know,
I don't see security in here at all.
What kind of
Like you just talked about cybersecurity, that's not even here.
Yeah, I mean,
That's one example.
okay, I mean, if security is a major factor, then, I mean, there are meeting passwords. Those can be given, maybe the day before, I don't know.
Yeah, so you open it up to the public, but I get what Frank's going on that one. Once you open it up to the public, everybody can get into it, and then that's where you have that open window.
Meeting has to be made public, so you have to
Yeah.
make any link public. The only way around it, and now this is going back during COVID time, so I don't know if it's still the same, was it has to be made as a seminar or webinar, they call it. So that does not allow anyone to speak unless given permission. That was how my previous municipality got around being hacked. But you cannot just give select people a password or a link. It has to be made entirely public.
Okay. All right, well,
Because
yeah.
otherwise it would be a violation of the Open Public Meetings Act.
Everything's more complicated than, like, that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely open to your inputs as well, rather than, just saying you can't do something. So, I mean, if you
No, it's
wanna-
not, I can't do something, it's just little things that.
No, I know, security is definitely a factor, that should be, that should be considered, but I mean, anything else really should
It's
also
the
be.
administration of it too. Like I
Added.
said, if we're gonna open it up to the public, you have to have the monitor, so we can see it's Jimmy Jones or
Mhm.
Melissa Etheridge or whoever's talking to us. We can see who that is as well, and everybody else can see it. Because that's all part of the whole public part. So, just the other logistics that go along with it, I think is what Brent really pushing towards.
Yeah.
All right, maybe we can postpone this until next meeting, I'll get that squared away in there too.
And it's feedback from someone kind of local, someone similar to Mansfield. Doesn't have to be someone local, but similar to Mansfield.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that, it's fine. All right, so last meeting, there were a few concerns that were raised, I wanted to address those concerns. First was the security. on a public Zoom link. It doesn't mean that it's unsecured, so no security was the top one. For OPMA purposes, the public needs the access, so the security comes from the controls. Participants can be muted on entry, screen sharing can be limited to the host, and chat and file sharing can be disabled. And remote participants can only speak when recognized during public comment. If someone becomes disruptive, they can be warned, muted, or removed, and just like disruptive conduct would be handled here in person. I know the second portion, somewhat related to security, was hacking. Most Zoom disruptions are not actually hacked. It's not a thing. Usually it's just they go through a public link and abuse the public permissions. So this goes back on to pretty much what I just said. People entering through a public link and abusing open permissions, the proposal would not allow open permissions. Public could access the meeting, listen, and request to speak, but they could not take over the meeting, share the screen, or interrupt whenever they want. And then the third was the equipment. I know Mr. Connolly you said to bring up a TV, or you wanted to have a TV involved. Is that what you wanted on there?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
Last meeting you said you wanted to have a TV included into the proposal. So, I mean, the TV would be optional. The committee wants to see remote speakers on a larger screen. Pretty much the bare minimum would just be the laptop, microphone as speaker, or a conference bar if you wanted to go in that direction. The Zoom operator can manage that right from the laptop. But if a TV was to be included, a 50-inch TV is $180. So a TV mount is about $35, and the wiring is about $30 as well. I know the last point was the staffing. Does not require hiring anyone. Requires assigning one trained operator. That could be the clerk, the deputy clerk, or another assigned staff member. The mayor would still be able to run the meetings as well as the rest of us. The operator would only be able to handle the technical side, such as muting, unmuting, and the speaker queue. The recording is start to finish. That works on its own. As far as nearby examples, we have Harmony Township. They record their committee and land use board meetings. Oxford also posted with their agenda. And Mansfield has also used it for regular meetings in the past, and the court currently uses it. So that's just my update. These are the questions that were asked last meeting to address. There's additional questions. Go from there. So last meeting I addressed the concerns with security, added a budget in for a TV, should the committee wish to go forward on that as well. This meeting I'm just making the motion that the township implement the hybrid meeting system as proposed in the prior meetings about the topic.
Do I have a second? Seeing no second, motion fails.